We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city on rock and roll. Oh, if that's not a 80s throwback from some Starship, We Built This City. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Amy Sunseri, and this is Toxic Toss Thursdays, where every Thursday I get on here and we make a quick video, right, about something toxic in the home. What does all that mean, right? So many of you guys know that I started this natural holistic journey a few years ago after Young Living Essential Oils got introduced to my family. Started going on to different seminars and whatnot, and after hearing what the people were saying, I thought, is what they're saying and talking about true? Because if what these individuals are saying is true, my house is completely full, like jam-packed over the brim with toxic chemicals. And they're telling me that these toxic chemicals can disrupt the body, from the hormones to cause brain fog, headaches, problems with the skin, you know, adult acne, and even lead to things like cancer. And I thought, this is crazy. So I continued to research it. And what I found was what they're saying is true, that these toxic chemicals, there's a direct correlation with the problems that they cause, you know, and it's really sad. So I decided to make Toxic Toss Thursdays to simply get on here and talk about something that's not mainstream, right? It's just something that's not talked about, the toxic chemicals that are hidden in our home, hidden in our products, right? So that's how Toxic Toss Thursdays got formed. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I wanted to simply chat about oils. Woohoo! You guys know I love my oils, right? So what are they? Like, how do you even use them? Why do you even use them, right? And why do I love them and share about them so much, right? So we're gonna just talk about the oils today. So before we get started, let's put on some Stress Away. This is one of my favorite oils. I love Stress Away. I put Stress Away on in the morning before bringing the kids to school. I usually put it on in the afternoon, or if any tension, stress, you know, creeps into my day, I put it back on again. Okay, so let's get started. So what are the oils, right? Like, what is this? Well, it's just plants, right? Trees, flowers, shrubs, herbs, and this is crazy. It's the plant's lifeblood line. What? That's crazy, right? No, think about it. We have blood, right, that runs through us, keeps us alive, healthy, all of that. So do the plants. So it's taking all of those properties of the plants, right, to make the oil. So nothing new. I mean, if you think about it, plants were the first thing that we ever used, right? Like our ancestors and everybody way before us. They used the plants for everything, not just their nutrition to eat, but they were helping them, right? The plants were everything. They were healing them. They were protecting them. The plants were everything. So if you think about it, essential oils are nothing new. You know, they've been around for thousands of years. They're mentioned in the Bible over 500 times. So nothing new. So that's what they are, right? So how would you even use these bad boys, right? It's confusing. Like, well, what do I even do with that bottle? I know when I first got them, I'm like, okay, so now what? Right? It's confusing. So there's 3 ways you can use the essential oils. But actually, you know what? Before I get started in that, because I do want to tell you guys, because it's good information, why Young Living? Let me tell you that first, right? Because many of you guys might not know, but before I got started with Young Living, I actually used to use some other oils from a company called doTERRA. You might have heard of them too. So why did I switch, right? And like, what's the difference? So when I got started with the oils, this was about 4 years ago, I had no clue back then what oils were. Like, I honestly didn't know, right? Nobody had ever told me about them. So what happened? Well, my kids at the time, who were 1 and 3, they're about to turn 5 and 7. But anyways, at that time, they got head lice. Oh my goodness, it was horrible, horrible. I didn't know what to do. Somebody that I was friends with at the time that I went to church with said, you know what, you could use oils for that. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? You could use oils for that. I trusted this person. I was literally desperate mom who's been there, and I said, you know what do I have to lose? They're 1 in 3. I don't know what to do. If this lady's saying I can use these oils, I'll use these oils. So I bought them from her. We use these oils, right? Now, a couple months later, my friend Lori that's watching, hey Lori, her and her sister started talking about these oils, right? Because I told you my other ones were doTERRA. They started talking about Young Living. I literally just blew them off. I was like, yeah, okay. But I ended up finally going and meeting with them because they said something that stuck with me. They said, you know what, we'll help you with your other oils and learn them more too, but you need to come and hear about our oils and why they're better. What? Say what? Who says that? Like, honestly, right? But it intrigued me. Like, why were my friends telling me that they're going to help me with these other oils, but I need to learn about their oils because their oils are better? That really intrigued me. And you know what? They were having lunch and it was free, so I thought, what do I have to lose? I'll go get a sandwich, you know? So anyways, after I heard what they had to say, I went home and told my husband Paul about it, and I said, what if what they're saying is true and these oils really do all this stuff and their oils really are better and the best than these other oils? I mean, what do you think? So obviously we started researching it ourselves, right? Getting on the computer and trying to figure out what were they talking about. And from there, we got started with a premium starter kit. A lot of people choose that route when they get started with Young Living. I'd say like 90%. So we got this box of 11 oils, a diffuser, and right away we started using them. And from there, they've absolutely changed our family's life. We're getting ready to celebrate our 3-year anniversary with Young Living, which is really exciting. That's coming up this summer. And yeah, we just kept having testimony after testimony on how these oils were working in our family's lives. And from there, my accidental business formed, right? I had no intent to sell these bad boys, no intent to share them with people, but they worked and they worked and they worked and worked and worked. So then I couldn't stop talking about them. So that's why, you know, I do all of this. But anyways, back to why Young Living, right? And why, after what they were telling me, did I switch over? So Young Living is the only essential oil company in the world that owns their own farms. And they're full disclosure, meaning you could go and visit any of those farms all around the globe. I have actually been to the lavender farm in Mona, Utah twice, and I'm very excited. I get to go back this summer. I get to bring my kids. They're super excited to go to the farm, and then I get to go back again in September. So that's awesome. You know, you get to see firsthand with your own eyes, you know, what is happening. So that's pretty cool. You get to go into their distillation, their warehouse, the manufacturing, everything. They're literally an open book, and they're letting you come in and see it. And then Young Living has what's also called the seed to seal promise. So these days, let's think about it. Even the seeds are important. Why? GMOs, genetically modified and altered, right? You don't want something that's a GMO. So the seeds, right? They got to be right. And then they're putting them in the little planters, just like you would if you were doing a tomato garden. And if you ever get to go to the farm and they're planting, they'll let you do this. It's really cool. So from into the little planters to the greenhouse, when the timing's right for the greenhouse and the soil, into the soil, from the soil into testing, distillation, and then sealing it up, putting it in a bottle. So seed to seal, which is awesome. And they're the only company that has that and can assure that, right? So that's why, after learning all about that, I switched on over to Young Living. So let's get into now, well, how would you even use these bad boys, right? Because again, you're like, what? An oil, huh? Trust me, I know, I've been there. I probably called Lori like 100 times after I got started asking her, what do I do now? What do I do now? So the first way you can use these essential oils is aromatically. That's just through smell. So literally taking off the top, getting a big whiff of your essential oil. When you use them aromatically, they only take 22 seconds to reach the limbic part of the brain and start to activate memories and emotions. It's pretty awesome. So you could also do that with a diffuser. You know, that you'd put the water in, it'd be coming out the top. There's diffuser jewelry, from necklaces to bracelets to you name it. They've got it, right? So that's one way to use them. The second way is topically, which you guys saw me do in the beginning of this video, right? I was putting on the essential oil topically. Now, when you do it topically, it takes 2 to 3 minutes to enter the bloodstream, 20 minutes to affect the cells in the body, and then in about 2 hours, they're metabolizing out. So that's key, you know, when you're using them. And then when you also use them topically, for some of them safety, you have to dilute them. So that's using something such as, it's called a carrier oil, which is something such as olive oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, to dilute it. Because some, if you were to take like clove, oregano, even peppermint for some people and put it right on the skin, it's pretty warm, you know, so that dilutes it. And then the third way you can use these oils is with Young Living essential oils. You can actually use these internally. Say, what? I can take these internally. Now, going back to that purity, and that's why I had to stop myself because I was getting a little too ahead of myself. I only vouch for Young Living, their Vitality line, because 98% of essential oils that are sold on the market, you guys, sadly, are adulterated. They're just not pure. So what does that mean? Well, if you don't have your own farms, where's the supply coming from, right? And they'll put in fillers, so synthetics, chemicals, you name it, because sadly, you only have to have about 5% of the oil in there. You can put whatever else in it, and they're allowed to claim any of the companies that they're pure and whatnot. So I always tell people, just do your research, you know, find out if there's a farm, where are they coming from? If it's a plant you're using, you want a plant, right? You know, if you're trying to replace chemicals in your home and go more natural, well, you don't want to use oils that have chemicals in them, right? Like that just doesn't make sense. But anyways, with Young Living, with their Vitality line, they have been proven safe for ingestion. So you could bake with them, cook with them, add them to your water. There's little vegetable capsules you could get, ingest them that way. That's pretty awesome, right? Okay, so that pretty much sums up, you know, what are the oils, why Young Living, how do you use the oils, and then going into like what they do and all of that, well, that would be another time, another day, because I don't want to keep you guys here forever. But just wanted to get on quickly and just give you a glimpse of these oils because they're really awesome, you know, and when you're using them all the different ways, you know, aromatically, topically, and internally, they can support all of the body systems from the central nervous system to digestion, immune support, respiratory, the muscles, you name it, they can support them so that you can live your life truly above the wellness line, and it's pretty awesome when you live your life that way. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is Toxic Toss Thursdays, and I'm really glad you guys jumped on here. I hope this information was valuable to you. If you ever want something discussed, you know, whether it be chemicals in products, more on the oils and whatnot, please let me know. As I'm learning, I would love to help you learn, because again, I always have to say that saying, you know, when you know better, you do better, and it really is the truth. All right, guys, thanks again for watching.